My name is Tobias, and I want to donate blood.
Tobias is not allowed to donate blood. Now, maybe you're thinking that he's got some kind of disease. He doesn't. Maybe he recently got a tattoo. He didn't. Maybe he lived in a country where they have some kind of dangerous blood disease. He didn't. He's not allowed to donate blood because of his sexual orientation.
In many of the Western countries, in Sweden, for example, they have had earlier a life ban, but you're not allowed to give blood at all if you're a male and have sex with other men. And that ban was lifted in 2009 in Sweden, and many other countries has also changed the deferral period and introduced the 12-month deferral for men who have sex with men.
This deferral means that if you're male and you've had sex with another man, you have to refrain from having sex for 12 months before you're allowed to donate blood. And if you have a new partner every day, or if you've been in a monogamous relationship for years, it doesn't make a difference. You're not allowed to donate blood either way. To put that in perspective, let's look at what the rules are for other people.
If you are a woman who have sex with men, for example, then the rules doesn't say anything of any deferral, actually. So you can have new sexual partners and you can go and donate blood tomorrow if you want. But the different donor centers in Sweden, their community have decided that we should have this deferral period of 3 months if you had a new exposure. So if you want to donate blood, you shouldn't have had sex with a new partner for the recent 3 months. But if you're in a relationship, for example, you can give blood tomorrow and you don't have any deferral period.
So the rules are very different. But why do the rules look like this?
The reason why MSM, men who have sex with men, was excluded from the start is because of the HIV epidemic that we could see in the late 80s in Sweden. And of course the regulations was necessary, but the time has changed enormously in all perspectives. The number of newly infected people have been very low and stable low during 20 years now, and Sweden have a very low number of infectious new transmissions. Every bag that you donate, every time, even if you've been a blood donor in 20 years, every bag is always tested. A big reason why this issue is so important to me is because I'm a nurse and I work at the OR with a lot of patients that are bleeding a lot. So in my daily job I give a lot of blood to the patients, but I cannot help to donate blood because I live with my husband since 9 years back. And even though I know that I'm a perfect, capable donor who would be very important for the Swedish donor system, I'm not even allowed to be tested because this deferral period.
So Tobias decided to start the organization Rainbow Blood to move the issue forward and make the system more equal.
The purpose was to raise awareness and spread the word and try to just have a lot of visibility. We have been co-working with a Swedish brand called Björn Borg, who has given us a lot of t-shirts, and we also have this logo that we really love.
They also work with politicians and the National Board of Health and Welfare to change this regulation, and there has been some progress made.
We do have a draft that are proposing that we should lower this deferral period to 4 months instead of 12 months. I think that's a good step in a good direction, but it's still, there's no medical explanation for those 4 months. Rainbow Blood's approach to the question is that we think it should be 3 months because that's what's used in other risk behaviors. Like if you're a heterosexual person and have a new exposure, then you should wait 3 months before giving blood. And it's the same tests and it's the same diseases that we test for. So we think that a 3-month deferral should be enough. And then we also want the issue to be focused on the risk behavior instead of the sex of your partner. So right now the only thing that matters is what kind of gender you have, and that's, according to me, that's very weird and not acceptable. What is increasing the risk is if you have a risk behavior, if you are exposing yourself to risk and your gender doesn't have with that, your sexuality doesn't either have anything to do with that.
And they also have bigger plans for the future.
For us, we want to work more strategic. Up to now, it's been more about visibility and having fun. And now we want to create something more sustainable and something that we can really make a difference, not only in the blood issue, but in other questions as well. So that's why we are raising a fund, which name is the Rainbow Heart Foundation. We want to raise money for new science in the fields of medicine, psychology, and also in care. So those three fields, because we have so much other things to work on here in Sweden as well, and we doesn't really have something that fulfills this mission. So I can really see what the Rainbow Heart Foundation is needed, and it's going to make a change. So of course the first issue that Rainbow Heart Foundation will work on is the rainbow blood, of course. But hopefully in like 2 years this fight will be won, and then we can use the fund and use the money for other kind of like the fact that the LGBT society has a lot of increased problems with mental health, for example. So yeah, I can see a lot of fields that we want to work in.
But first of all, let's focus on the blood issue.
It's a big lack of blood in Sweden, and we need more donors, and it would be a win for everyone, the patients, for the LGBT community, if we change those rules. Rainbow blood is also valuable.